There are legends and stories wrapped into great songs, sung by bards for all to hear. These stories tell those of great warriors, evil tyrants, brave children, and cowardly kings. Thrones and treasures cause wars, gods and devils play bring destruction. The desires of a dark soul may bring annihilation, while the bright heart of a boy king will try and save it. Men and women of nations answer the call to arms, to fight for their country, their home, their families. Marching to the sound of a war drum, the billowing of a ship's sail, under the great radiant one, under chords thunders in the dead of night. The sound of rain hitting metal as a soldier readies his shield, as he stares into the orcish faces of the legion. The guttural war cries strike his heart with fear, but his young king saddles his warhorse and rallies the men. A half-elven arcanist prepares a ritual in case the unblemished get too close. Lord and Chief Theophi checks his coalition of half-bloods and those who wait across the meadows with means to end him. Matthias stares into the burning pit, containing a great scourge on the land. He with his princes of peace delve into the devil's head to put an end to the rebirth of evil. Micah, in his old age, stands strong in his armor as Hector, the tyrant, assaults the dark world. With his shadow soldiers slaying the tyrant and ending the shadows, light shines once again. I am here to tell you a story, one of love, triumph, justice, and tragedy. A story that will echo throughout eternity. Cross every sea, ride every cloud, from the Isles of Setonia to the great city of Stamrin. Heroes and villains, husbands and wives, brothers and sisters all play their part. As Bahamut sits on his throne in Elysia, and the evil one fights his way out of hell, a group of misfits find their way through the valleys, the meadows, the mountains, and seas. I am here to tell your story, by the fire in every tavern, the square in every town, or the stage in every city I come to. What's in those stories for me to tell is entirely up to you. Welcome to Manola.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Chaos. We are a chaotic cast, a bunch of dudes that hang out and play some D&D in our homebrew world of Rebellion. We invite you to join us by subscribing to our channel on YouTube and following us on Instagram at chaoticcast.tv. We have some announcements to cover, so firstly we'd like to speak about our friends over at the Tale of the Manticore podcast. It is a semi-actual play dark fantasy D&D podcast that tells a story of dark awesomeness. If you're looking for something to listen to while working out, driving to your next locale, or taking a short rest in your local tavern, please check them out over at taleofthemanticore.podbean.com. Secondly, another friend we have made in the D&D world is Dungeon Crawler Audio, whose music now powers the chaos. If you're looking for an awesome soundscape full of various options with several varieties of ambiance selections available to enhance your game, Dungeon Crawler Audio is for you. Dungeon Crawler Audio brings you assets to level up your role-playing experience. Check them out on their YouTube channel, Dungeon Crawler Audio. Lastly, we would like to show thanks and gratitude to Dwayne's World, our local game store that provides a ton of items and accessories that you see and play at our table. Dwayne's World is our one-stop shop for all things tabletop, comic books, and various other awesome nerdy things. Check them out on Facebook, Dwayne's World. Thank you, Dwayne. Mitchell, tell them about upcoming content.
You want to see some painting? We got some painting. With the DM. We're going to have 3D printing videos at some point.
Whoop.
And Hunter, tell them where they can find us.
Well, I think Evan already mentioned it, but at chaoticcast.tv. on Instagram and Twitter.
Also, upcoming content. Yeah, we got painting with the DM. We're gonna have a 3D printing kind of thing. Be on the lookout for a new video coming that's gonna revolve around these T-shirts. I Play D&D. That's a really cool initiative that we're taking. It's gonna be some cool stuff along with that. There's a one-shot still in the process of being edited. And possibly a few other initiatives we got going on in the thing. Anyway, as always, major thanks to Wizards of the Coast and the creators of Dungeons & Dragons for bringing the greatest tabletop RPG game to life, in which we all enjoy very much. Shout out to Matt Mercer in Critical Role, as well as Jason Azevedo and Realmsmith for all their inspiration and support. With that being said, I believe...
Wait! We're going to be at RobCon.
We are going to be at RobCon. If you follow us on know this, if not, follow us on Instagram. You can get all the latest news and updates as soon as me and Hunter remember to post them. Yeah, we will be at RobCon September 3rd and 4th. If you're local to the Appalachian Highlands area,
Northeast Tennessee, Southwest Virginia.
yeah, Northeast Tennessee, Southwest Virginia, we will be there. Stop by. We're going to have giveaways, all kinds of stuff for sale. I have Dice by Bob there. You can get these cool, fancy dice with a container, and most of them will actually come with a tray also. I do not have a tray here to show, but anyway. Yeah, so you also get a cool tray with these. It's really cool. All kinds of t-shirts. Maybe some cool little flashy D&D relics of the past, or cool things just to have to add to your nerd cave. Alright. Is that it? Anybody else remember anything? Last we left, the fated few. You all had begun your last stint of your journey across the seas of Manola to the famed city of Norgel. Along the way, there was a brief visit from some lost, previously drowned sailors whose souls were restless. Violet and company quickly made work of these ghosts and calmly put them back to rest in their oceanic grave. A day and a half of sailing from the sea and into part of the Galewind River to reach the city of Norgel. Upon arriving, the party quickly ventured into the quarter design of the infrastructure, except for Newt, who stayed to himself on the boat. Exploring into the Shadow Bazaar, the stadium, and eventually the college quarter, some of you signed up for the upcoming Unification Day tournament that will take place in a couple of days, but ultimately found yourself at Aldoni and Tal's Tower. Making your way through the tower and reaching the top floor, you all find an elven man suspended in some sort of circular barrier guarded by a clay golem that has turned and made his way to attack the supposed intruders. Newt. As you were on the boat, it's about midday. I guess you muster up the courage eventually to make your way to the city, and as you're walking about, you see in the distance, jutting up into the sky, the glass-like architecture of a huge tower that's not unfamiliar to you. What do you do?
You gotta combine like 6 hours of sleep.
Oh,
together.
Son of a bitch. And I just start keeping stuff and just marching off. Mad reading.
Making your way to the tower.
Downtown mad.
So as you get close to the tower, it's not an indifferent view. Like, I mean, you've been here before, you've seen this view, you are looking for a different thing.
I've been looking for the old map.
I got one in here, but thank you, sir. I need to remind myself of a different thing. This would be currently when the rest of Fated View is in the Shadow Bazaar. So, you make your way to the tower and eventually get there. And outside the tower, you see the glass, structure with a beautiful garden with some flowers and plants that have been brought from all over Manola. The walkway there and the same old kind of floating fish statue sitting there, still as can be. You don't really see a door. So what do you do?
They're not in the tower?
Huh?
They're not in the tower?
Well, I mean, you don't know.
I start screaming for Landon.
You scream for ever how many moments you wish. There's no answer.
I know the first floor. Some misty step on in.
Misty step. And then you appear in the bottom floor of the tower.
You have to see where you
Do you have to see?
really
I
don't. I don't care.
I mean, it's glass. You can see in the first floor.
There you go.
Beam it away.
You do what?
Beam it away.
Well, it really is a glass tower.
Oh, they're rocks,
They're
Oh,
saying
no
about
worries.
something like that. Number of rocks and glass houses or something.
That's what was big rocks
Inside.
rocks stomping inside.
The glass is impossible to see through. I wrote that in my notes, so you cannot see through it.
He said,
You didn't have to tell us that.
Well, I done said it on a previous episode. I'm gonna make sure it's
Canon.
correct. It's canon now.
She can't
I'm still outside there. Can't see.
Does it say? I don't know. Is Misty Step you had to see? I thought it was back to the wrong.
I guess I was just going to other towers knocking on the doors.
Okay. You want to go to the Golden Tower, the dark metallic, like obsidian tower, or do you want to go to the tie-dye tower?
Tie-dye. He seems like whoever lives here might have some more words to say.
You knock on the door, and a smaller dwarf, skinny for a dwarf, comes to the door and he says, "Hello,
Hello, good sir. What be ye name?
I'm Master Sir Ten Melonbin. Who are you?"
I am but a weary traveler. Good friends of an elf named Aldoni. Do you know him?
Quite well, actually. Me and old Aldoni, we spent several years together studying some of the ancient relics found within the archipelago of Manola, actually. But it's been a while since I've seen him. Have you talked to him of late?
It's been a few days.
Oh, well, that's more recent than myself, actually.
So you have dropped your contraption.
Sorry, let me reaffix it. That's my hot god. No worries.
Have you has he mentioned a book to you by chance?
I'm one of those countless relics he's chased all of his life. Probably. We've looked for books and axes and swords and shields and helmets and...
Have you heard of anything called the Anchor?
Come to think of it, I believe I have. He used to talk about it. I think at one time he had it, but he lost it.
He had it. Do you know what it does? I'm trying to help him find it.
No, most of what he had me do was try to make sure nothing went awry while he was studying said magic. Sometimes when you delve into ancient magic of unknowns, well, you can be consumed by it if not careful. So I was more of a the leash holder for the dog as he went sniffing. You know what I'm saying?
I think I quite well know. Have you He told me to go to his house. Do you know I guess he's not home and he forgot to leave the key under the mat. If you know what I'm saying.
Well, there's no door to his tower.
Exactly. Do you know how to get in?
I do.
How do you do that?
Persuasion check.
You got to stick the key in that. What a guy.
Oh, shit.
Better roll well.
Look like
Ain't bad.
22.
Hell yeah, boy. Roll natural 20.
natural one.
Piece of
Well, you seem like a fine enough gentleman. The phrase you must speak to the fish is Komalik, bringers, donuts a towel. You got it?
Yes.
Bye.
Thank you.
Do you need anything else?
I think that'll be it for now. I may holler at you here in a little while.
That's fine. Actually, I may could use some help.
Yes.
There's supposed to be a gnome deliver me a part. Have you ever heard of? Well, I mean, have you ventured to Cogsdale?
Yes, I have. I just came from there, actually.
Have you ever heard of the gnomish invention called a yacht rocket?
I am very familiar with the yacht rocket.
Oh, are you?
I am somewhat of
A purveyor of flying objects.
I help them in their inventions.
Well, I am trying to assist the gnomes there in producing a type of magic that would allow several yacht rockets to be welded and combined into one beautiful, magnificent, metallic structure that floats to the sky, place to place, minimize travel, time, and dangers.
I have seen these schematics. And I pull them out. I actually wrote them down.
Oh, yes, do. Did I say do? Sorry. Sorry. It's been a long night. I've been reading books and schematics, and sleep is seldom to find. This is the Tower of Seldom Rest, if you didn't know. Alright. Anyway, I'm working on a kind of sky dock on the side of my tower to where, say, once one of these is created, I can park it and anchor it in. Only problem is there's a gnome bringing a crate full of parts so I could correctly build this. I haven't seen him in a while. Did you cross the Galewind River on your way in?
Yes.
You're the only one there. He ain't knocking up.
I talked to one of my guard friends, and he said he hasn't seen anything like that. So if you have a chance, could you go back that way and see if you can find, he's a little short guy with
What's his name?
fiery red. He's got fiery red eyebrows and mustache and a beard. Oh, hang on, let me rattle my brain to remember his name right quick.
Somebody's been off the wacky tobacco.
Where did I put it? Okay. His name is Yoddle.
I thought you heard that.
Yoddle. Yes, Yoddle was supposed to be bringing the crate back to me, and then actually he's not too bad of he's a type of artificer himself, and he's going to help me fix the skydock. So if you could possibly find him, bring back, there will be reward.
Oh, very well. Thank you. We'll do all we can to help you. Have you seen a girl named Leah around here?
Lord child, there's been a lot of girls, walk by my tower in my day. I don't keep names. I don't get that.
She usually things around now,
Oh, the blonde-headed girl that wandered around the tower. I haven't seen her in years. Don't know.
Years, you say?
Yeah. I've known he's kept to himself of late. I mean, he'll ask me questions, or we'll grab a luncheon every once in a while somewhere in the college quarter. me and him have to go to the assembly meetings as well. But ever so often we talk. But used to we spend a lot of time together. Lately, a new person moved into his tower. I've only met this gentleman a couple times. Bugbear kind of features. His name's Tao. And it seems like those two are doing more of experiments, which is okay by me because I was wasting a lot of time watching Aldoni when I could be working on my Skydog.
Aldoni's good at wasting time. I'm going to go grab a piece of him myself.
Well, you're not going to hurt him, are you?
I mean, I'm going to go grab a piece to eat with him.
Okay. Well, you have a good day, Newt, was it? Newton. Okay. All right. Well, tell Aldoni I said hello and tell him he owes me $5.50, which in Nortel is 5 silver and 5 copper. Because he forgot to pick up his tap on the bill. He rushed out saying he had a breakthrough. No. Anyway.
He seems to have a lot of things.
All right.
Well, thank you for your time.
Yep.
You go up to this fish and say, come lick donors of yell.
And the fish goes,
Stick my finger in his mouth. See what he does.
you didn't say it right.
I didn't.
No.
Come lick donors of towel.
Bringers.
Bringers of towel. Come lick donors. Come lick.
It's come like bringers something. I don't know what
Well, there's donors in there.
Comalick.
Come lick.
Come lick.
Bringers of
Bringers.
donors.
Bringers.
Donuts of towel.
Come lick. Bringers donors of towel.
It's like modern day walking into Target. The door just.
Target.
I'll walk in.
Okay. As you walk into the tower, I'm not going to re-describe all the floors because you know kind of what they look like. But you begin searching. Where are you searching? You're searching for Aldoni.
So I start screaming. Aldoni's name. As I'm walking around. And I'm heading to his room.
You search. You hear the humming noise and the thudding. You can't find anything, but eventually you remember that there's like an intricate kind of like modern day ventilation system. And so like you're working your way up and through the various nooks and crannies of the tower, trying to find where Aldoni's at. You go through all the rooms and you see the bookshelves that were there before, you see the guest bedroom where you stayed, you go through the kitchen and you see how the self-cleaning brooms and tools and stuff and the plates and everything, you know, just it's the same way as it was before. You just can't locate Aldoni. You do find
What was
his
the little guy's name?
what little guy's name?
He had a servant. Not a servant. I can't remember. For some reason it's around here.
His name was Buckley. But you do not find Buckley here. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You remember Buckley was a stout gnome who seemed to be just like a house caretaker. He just took care of the cleaning, straightening up, and you remember a form of an Italian accent. That's my notes.
Okay.
He
I make you get the meatball, boss.
he outfitted you with your stuff before you made your way to Maple
Make it
Okay. That's where you are. You all are in the tower.
I got a question.
Yes.
What does this thing do again? It gave me something. I don't remember what it was.
You got.
Probably added this diamond.
Is that allergies? I think it was something for 24 hours or something.
Sound like you said, what does this give me?
Probably allergies or something.
Probably added.
That was strike. Quick, strike, fast. Even with your other hand. It's badass. Receive Monk's Blessing. Use bonus action to attack one more time on your turn.
Hot dog.
It's for 24 hours. Alright. So, while you're amongst this ventilation area, looking to see if you can find it, like you're literally crawling over every square inch of this tower trying to find them.
And I'm just getting more and more pissed the hell off.
Eventually, you begin to hear somewhat of a commotion, and you're like working your way back up to where it sounds like somebody is just trying to tear a door off its hinges. And about this time, this is when we will catch back up to where Violet has just now completed the puzzle to unlock the upstairs door. Helios stands in front of the door as it, and then this click go on. Roll initiative.
Do I see that? Can I roll?
Yeah, you roll, but you don't actually see them yet. But I mean, you know where the sounds come.
Mine's not good.
You say yours isn't good.
Done the roll for Helios.
Yeah.
I rolled good for him. Mine was 7 plus 2.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what his mission bonus is. I don't have his character sheet.
That makes all of us that role play a bit. I pulled it up real quick.
You got Helios' character sheet? Oh. I didn't know about that.
What?
Pull it there for somebody else's. Gotta go to the actual bit page first.
We should have cut it off and go in.
Huh?
But maybe, like, we keep popping this stuff up about how it'll be at Wizards of the Coast then. Maybe they'll
Fix it.
have some,
Make the app better.
have some better things going on, yeah. There you go.
Oh, good.
Huh?
So don't look at no deep picture right on there.
Yeah, they're gonna get my microphone close.
I don't know why I was thinking.
All right.
This is This is my favorite book.
25 to 20.
22 for Helios.
20 to 15.
16. You should have that long description sewed up over there.
I'll put it back in the fridge.
15 to 10.
Unfortunate.
10 to 5.
9 for Violet.
Helios. Helios. Wait, time out. Time out. You were near Helios, I'm pretty sure. Weren't you up here? Mitchell, you know, you watched the last episode. Where was everybody at?
There you go. You do it.
I'm pretty sure they're all standing around him.
I don't remember.
Because I remember Violet just completed the DOS game, and that's what opened the
I thought we
doors.
heard it, and so we started going upstairs. But I could
Okay,
be wrong.
let's just say that.
I don't remember.
You can pull it up. It's on there.
Nah, that's way easier. And if we mess it up, we goof it up. I don't really care.
Who's that?
It's more beneficial.
Where's your meanie?
Who's that?
It's your old one.
Craeloth?
Oh.
I mean, just wherever you all are. Okay, Helios.
Yeah, I want to rage.
Rage! Robert, Travis, don't be mad at us for how we do this. Just don't. Hopefully you don't die.
Didn't pan out too well. Last time Robert was controlled, did it?
No. He said, well, I just wear tags, shit. There you go.
Like that!
Okay.
I will run toward the golem.
Boom.
Well, you're as close as you can get to him.
Does he have reckless attack yet? You know what level you get to that?
So you're going to try to get him killed.
No, I'm trying to do as much damage as possible.
You know, it's how Robert would play.
I do have reckless attack. So, reckless attack against the golem.
Okay. Roll with your
26 to hit.
yeah, hit.
Okay.
D12.
Uh, 11 points of slashing damage. Bonk damage.
Okay.
Take an attack. Natural 20.
Woo! But to hurt bad.
Does he have? I don't think he's got brutal, does he?
I don't think so.
I will roll another 11 points of damage.
Oh, that's it?
I rolled a 1!
Two mighty slashes with the big axe. Carving him up. Okay? Is that it for Helios?
Yeah.
Bonus action. Alright. Newton. As you're scrambling around, I'm going to say it takes half your movement, and then you like look down between whatever ventilation system Aldoni magically has installed in his house.
It's cracking me up what I'm doing. I feel like I'm a SpongeBob, just like, you ain't dead.
Yeah. And then you see your friends that now that door that was once closed is now open. So you're like, right here. What do you do?
Can't get around no Mungus, can I?
You can't get around what?
Mungus here. Here's my dude. One left.
You can pass through them, but it just takes half your movement. But you can't pass through the golem. So, no, I guess you can't. You got the phone?
I'm gonna use bonus action.
Okay.
Can I miss you center right here? I don't have any feet in here. Right here-ish.
You can go right there.
I've only used half movement though, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Whoop, missed it.
Big whoop.
And then, lightning bolt. And I want to angle it into this corner where it don't hurt nobody.
Well, lightning bolt ricochets, so
Ah, hell. Which
What?
direction?
we don't know yet. So,
Well. Here we go.
Lord God, I'm gonna kill myself. Be dead for another 10 episodes.
Be Merry Christmas.
you go. So So you cast it, and then we'll say, so you basically cast it right into this corner.
Yeah.
So we'll say roll a d4. One, it goes up and just fizzles out. One, two comes right back to you, but it hits the golem again, but it's going to hit you too. 3, it's going to go out the door and it's going to hit Helios and Craeloth. 4, it's going to bounce back and go towards Aldoni.
No. 3.
You hit Helios and Craeloth. So they going to have to roll. It's a dexterity saving throw, correct?
Yeah. Oh, he's got advantage on it. I don't know what his modifier is, but I rolled a natural 17.
I did too, natural 17. So 18 for Craeloth.
I made dex of 16.
The music's not working right
We
now.
succeed then.
Alright, yeah, so they just take half damage.
God
Yeah, this music thing's, we're going to have to work on that. It's messed up.
Look at that.
Oh no.
Where's the music at?
It's like the VLC thing or something.
5, 10, 15, 21.
21, so since they succeed, oh, I gotta roll for big boy here. 7.
How many did you roll?
6.
Is it 8?
Who rolled?
Oh yeah, me.
Yeah, you need to add 2 more. 26. So the golem takes
26.
full damage, yep. Okay, so let's see. Golly, that hurt him bad. So the lightning just crackles all over him, but then you see it kind of, and you're like waiting on it to come back and kind of brace yourself, hoping it comes back and hits him, but then you see it arc and go out the door, and you're like, and then so
So the golem could have possibly got hit twice by that? That would have been cool.
then it would have hit you, but yeah.
Still be cool.
But instead, Helios and Craeloth get as the lightning, the lightning bolt comes whizzing by your head. And Cole, you just kind of see it flash in front of you.
So I took 13 on Helios.
Yeah.
I ain't even said nothing. I'm just in here. I was like, I ain't said nothing to nobody.
Show up.
He's missing
Right,
a bunch
bro.
of health already.
What?
He was missing a bunch of
They
health.
kept jumping off the thing.
Just cow.
Is that it for your turn, Newt? Sorry, Newton.
I want to back up to you.
Big dude.
Yeah. Because you only use 15, so 20, 25, 30. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Your word sounds like your word was right, pal. I was waiting for
About to
something.
get stabbed in the back by that old statue.
Good job.
Saving throws over
Very first page.
Deep.
Hit the roll button on the screen. It's an 18, but I don't want to use
Okay.
it. Damn, should have used it. 6.
The statue, as you end your turn in its space, it takes an arc. You suffer 6 points of piercing damage or slashing damage as the sword just kind of hits you on the backside. Kind of tears your cloak a little bit, sticks you across the back where your kidney is. No organ damage, just in that area. All right, Violet.
Violet. Well, since Helios is hurt real bad, can I get to Helios?
Yeah, you just move 5, 10. You're right here.
Okay. I'll hit him with the second level cure wounds.
Sing little tunes. You're Nurse Joy today.
Like you haven't been the past 20 years.
He gains back 13 health.
feedback will be lost from the lightning bolt. Okay. Anything else, Violet?
Slaps them. Helios, get him out of the doorway.
I'm tired. Helios is bad.
Cole, you're up.
I will.
Craeloth can hit him from all the way back here. Back away. Don't do that.
That's how this guy works.
How you say your guy's name? Cole. Is it Coaldagim or Coaldagim?
You'll have to wait and ask later.
My name always ever been capitalized.
It is. It's just that font.
Weird font.
It's
Okay.
just, they hate H's, I guess.
I will.
We got work on that camera too.
Yeah, it's flickering. And all washed.
I will. Does the spider, does it go at the same time or right after? I don't remember. I think it goes right after.
I think so.
It's like, that's real bad. It's like every like couple seconds.
Yeah,
Now
it's
that you look at it, it's not gonna do it there. So you
it's the
look at it.
camera. Like, there's nothing we can do unless we buy a new camera.
It's not like the wires or nothing.
Well, I mean, it is the wires, but there's nothing we can unplug or plug in or reset. Like,
You
it's.
like wriggle them. Super short.
I did. I've already done it.
Wriggle them.
Yeah, I messed with it the other day.
Got a warranty on that sucker. You had it long.
Some of them we had for a while, they's only $15.
That one's almost 2 years old. Anyway.
All right.
I love your spider webs on this now. It makes it look good. Don't take them off.
Since I can not get through the door, I will use. Everything closed on me. I guess I'm gonna put me a big old cure wound right in Helios' back as well.
Heal the barbarian.
What?
The barbarian.
Feel the breath.
How bad does Helios look? Oh, I don't know, about 24 points. And I'll use it for the second level then.
I mean, he's got a crap ton of health, but he's still missing 24.
Did you roll 8? Oh, you sucker. You got 15.
Heals for 15.
And then for my bonus action, I will.
Rats. We touched so hard, your cure wounds just went into you.
I'll do that.
Okay, so your turn's over.
Yeah, but I just want to send the spider on the inside. After my turn's directly over.
Okay, well, he can't pass through the golem's space.
Oh, okay.
So
Then I'll just have him below me.
So he just kind of, he pops off your back, like out of your backpack, and formulates out. Kind of looks at you for orders, and then kind of waiting. Craeloth's turn. He's going to pump up his echo here. Then-
4 times.
Yeah. Switches here. Echo.
Drop a good one-liner.
And he's going to make his 2 attacks. The first one,
Is he at advantage because he's flanking with Helios?
yeah. He still has his infusion, right?
Right.
Okay.
It is +1.
Yeah, so he gets He hits, so it's with the first one, 1d10 plus 5, 12 points of damage.
Oh, 1d12 plus 9. He still did more damage.
He goes to the second attack
Come
and
back,
hits.
rolls.
And
One was
it
crit.
deals 10 damage more.
Giving him a big ball.
Right, and then he's going to.
Travis only killed 2 things. That's okay, right? Because only has 2 spirits in his ball.
It's only humanoids. It's like has to be a certain
Slackjaw, Greavy ahead.
He will use Unleash Incarnation, which means he just attacks from the echo, and he hits again. And deals 11 points of damage.
Just say it don't move like the rest.
And then he will. Yeah, I mean, this is what Travis does. He will action surge.
Okay, vocally justifies it.
And he will attack again. And hits.
Advantage.
Yep, he's in that. I mean,
Why we let Evan fight?
fighting the hell.
Something seems wrong here.
Evan's fighting Evan.
I'm piloting one of them. Somebody else can pilot Craeloth.
This is just Travis's character is broke.
Good.
Then he will unleash incarnation again.
Can he do it again?
I think so, because it's you heighten your echoes. You take the attack action, and he took it again with his action surge.
Jesus Christ.
Does he know this? Because I feel like he ain't attacked this much before.
That's 6 times.
Natural 20.
This thing's gonna be dead. It's gonna fall
Oh, he
apart.
rolled bad though. 4 plus 9. Yeah, but I mean that's Craeloth. He just blows his wad all in one go right there. Alright. So you see Craeloth summons the echo across the way. And it was that's a good
Look
question.
at me. Look at me. Look at me.
Here's my one.
He
Splooged his wad all over his back.
it is the dreary-eyed bandit. And you see the shadow eyes pouring out, and Travis is like, and swats, and then you see the halberd, and then the echo. Then you see Travis again, or Craeloth again. Then the echo, and this golem's just like, and it's looking really bad, really fast.
Yay! I like Brad.
Travis did like over 60 points of damage in that one span. Let's see.
Golem's turn.
12, 10, 11, 11, 11, and 9.
55, 64.
Yep. The golem's turn, finally. Alright. He's going to use...
Death bear. Everybody in front of him dies.
He used the token. Thank you.
yeah, I mean, it's stupid not to. Well, roll a d4, somebody. Travis is even, Robert's odd. Gosh, Craeloth's even, Helios is odd.
See, that's why I put names on.
2.
Craeloth. So he turns and looks at Craeloth after taking that massive amount of damage from him, turns and then just rears back with a big clay rocking arm. Probably miss. 15 to hit.
Misses.
Miss. Bad. Woo! Craeloth just bashes it with his shield.
Is that a shield?
Or no, deflects it with his halberd. Ching!
I think his armor class.
Oh, I hit that time though. Okay.
He does 74 points of damage.
He does a lot, but not that much.
All of a sudden, you just hear, whoa! Great. Great. Looks like Crash Bandicoot. He just playing the harp.
Oh,
You
man.
just hear.
He hits him for 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
When I was a kid, I thought.
But
he got a
also,
basket whip. Oh my god.
he has to succeed on a Constitution saving throw, which he does not. And his hit point maximum is reduced by 9.
What? That's not neat.
It's like, neat.
So his max HP.
Neat.
So his max HP is now 53 minus 9 is 44.
That's Craeloth.
Helios got 58.
Boy, the
Okay.
Started at 81.
Alright. That was the golem's turn. Back to the top, Helios.
Helios.
Watch out, Craeloth.
He's gonna want to try and like tackle him and move him out of the doorway, I guess. So a shove.
Shove.
If you will.
Okay.
A gore, if you will.
And that's a.
It's an athletics check.
Okay.
I
I think so, but let me
think.
check.
Contested athletics. 21.
23.
So,
So Helios goes to like tackle him, the golem just stands, holds his ground.
I'll do it again for my other attack.
Okay.
27.
Ooh.
And he moves and tackles him to the ground out of the way.
Well, I think it moves them
Uh-oh. See, bro.
5 feet. It shows them 5 feet.
Oh. I was waiting. Craeloth. Squish the bug.
That's according to Black Citadel RPG. I couldn't find it in actual D&D stuff.
Gotcha. That's fine.
Craeloth pushes his ass towards the statue.
Alright.
Hopefully swings at him.
And then Helios still has some movement. What do you want him to do?
I guess it probably will end up following him.
Okay. So kind of enters into the chamber.
Yeah, he's large. He's the big boy. He shouldn't be inside the building. They're tying him up outside somewhere.
Okay.
Trouble.
Newton.
He's holding his head. That's what I did it for.
Those look so cool.
Hmm.
That's so cool. Whole lot big, just with little cones.
I like all of our little miniatures that we have.
I'm gonna use grease.
Okay.
Here we go, baby.
So what's he do now?
Dexterity saving.
You sleepy boy.
Or not, does it become difficult right now?
Slick grease covers ground 10-foot square. When the grease appears, each creature standing in the area
Alright.
make a next saving throw or fall prone.
15.
You're fall prone.
You're falling prone.
Say that's on far.
Alright, Newt, is there anything else you want to do?
Glass burns though.
I'm gonna take like 2 steps back.
Okay.
Watch out for a statue.
Alright. Violet.
Okay. So I'm gonna walk into the doorway, right?
Yeah.
And I see all this going on.
Yeah. You see Newt over there, this like just sludgy, yellow, brownish liquid out of his.
What do I see going on back here?
So you see, that's technically suspended up in the air, and it's like it's like a foggy kind of plastic-looking orb, and there's like these bolts of lightning kind of coming from those 2 orbs on the wall. That's kind of like looking like it's holding it to be suspended.
Does this person look hurt?
They are I would. Roll medicine check. Let's just see.
They look troubled.
Man,
Do they look?
I think they look content.
13.
I mean, they don't look like they're ready to go run a marathon, but they don't look like they've been wounded
Like,
either.
does it look like they're constantly being hurt, or they're in? That's what I guess that's probably what.
It doesn't look like doesn't look like damage is being inflicted.
Okay. In that case, then.
What could I do?
Big ass claim.
How about you running in place like a Scooby-Doo?
Imagine, have you seen the Kevin Hart skit where the joke where he talks about Shaq falling? That's what I imagine. Like Shaq falls in slow motion.
I guess. Do we know? Does he have any metal on him?
Who?
Golden man. Like, has he got anything, or is it just?
It's just like rock and dirt.
I'm just gonna
Well,
step
it's-
on around the corner and I'll throw a guiding bolt at him.
Radiant damage.
Oh, I guess shoot, that'd be a disadvantage.
It is disadvantage. Too late. I'm kidding. He changed up.
Let's give him just an old sacred flame.
That's radiant damage. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Dexterity
So
save.
dexterity save.
8.
8.
Fails. What it is? You gonna try to get their
Not
break?
fire damage, so it won't set the grease on fire.
I don't really want to set the tower on fire, if we're being honest.
Your clay golem has evolved into a brick golem.
Or glass golem.
A little bit of pressure, you know, diamond.
9 points of radiant damage.
Man, he didn't sit on it. He getting pretty
Okay.
Bonus action.
Looking pretty hurt.
Looking pretty hurt. Bonus action.
I just like how I was up in the rafters and I was thinking this. I was like, woo!
Let's do old spiritual.
Spiritual weapon. I feel like it needs its own little jingle.
And roll hit.
Melt
22.
Hits.
Remember those? Complaint.
And 8 points of force damage.
He's looking real bad.
That's my next.
As the spiritual weapon comes down, boom! You see the golem just pieces of the dirt and clay is starting just to break off. And something odd you see though, as the pieces break off on the ground, they don't just stay there. They turn to like this grainy substance, and then they kind of sink back in behind this.
Keep the door locked.
Cool.
Glad I didn't work into that, so I almost did.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, well, so if I use something, can it go through Helios, or how's that work?
Yeah, I'll say you can get it through him. Depending on what it is, I might make you roll an Arcana check to see if you can not hit him. Just
Fine,
depending on
what
what type of.
It's like a Dragon Ball, you gotta be space.
I mean, like if it's a psychic
Talon
spell or something, you
moved
know, it's not gonna matter.
Right.
But now, like if you're shooting fire or lightning or something, you know, you're gonna have to see if you can curve it around because you're not a sorcerer and you didn't take the careful meta magic.
You missed. And just 2 seconds later, I shot it around the world and hit you in the back.
What in the world?
Super Saiyan 8.
I will.
I found a Dragon Ball statue
say 750?
15. We usually
Can I just
do
run
the
in here?
Dragon Stars.
Yeah, you can go through your allies. It costs half movement. Or it'll be like-
15.
Yeah, it costs double movement to move through your allies. So it's like rough terrain.
Like 5, 10,
And then 20.
25. I just get right here.
Yeah, I'll say you can get there, but it'll take all your movement to get
Right.
there.
Man.
Hunter wants to cast Fireball so bad, he's got too many friends.
That's the only thing I can use right now is fire. I don't want to do that. Really don't want to burn the tower down.
Hell, everything is animated in here. A bucket of water, just fly in here and put it out. You know you drop some, a broomstick to that, like you won't put the fire out.
That's like 10 feet away for reach.
Yeah. 5, 10. Yeah.
In the middle of battle, you just see a bucket come in, doop, and leave.
I don't know where that lightning bolt spell went.
I guess that's all I'm gonna do. If I can't do nothing, here's all I got. That.
Okay.
Last time.
And then, can I go ahead?
This is fireball.
I'll move my spider, I guess. And
Okay.
it's this by this.
It's fireball.
Can he get on this side of the door, or is that taken up by the door?
That'll be
He's got 40 speed.
15, 25.
Or a dragon.
No, he can get there to that little square.
That's what keep my eye
Gonna put him up in that.
Yeah, that's fine. We know where he's at.
But then he will use, for my bonus action, I will let him use his force something other.
Force Rend.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
force ring.
You have to make a hold on it.
I got your best spell book.
Your spell attack modifier.
Lord, technically, you just probably shouldn't have spell book.
That is the coolest little thing.
For weeks, my
It's working.
computer screen works and sit here, and I've just had it sitting there like that on my computer screen.
Spell attack. Oh, I have to figure out.
That's why I think do something like that, and all it does is pretty much.
Ooh, natural 20.
Roll double, or well, roll your dice, then double it, then add the modifier.
Force ringing. I made one before him, turned out good, but I was taking my sports off. I ripped him to shreds.
Okay, so I rolled a 6 and a 3. Or, no, it's just one. So I rolled a 6. So it'd be 12 plus proficiency bonus.
So how does Ocho, or whatever you named your
Octobot.
Octobot, how does he want to do this?
How does he want to do this?
Are you kidding?
He had 4 health.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I want him just sort of crawl on his back and then just, what is force ring? What's it do?
It's just like,
Sounds to me like you just got a big old drill.
I would imagine, like, you know, where a spider's fangs or whatever is, whatever, however you want it to be. I would imagine something with, like, his mouth just like digs in.
I'll have him just sort of crawl up on him, then with his little legs just defibrillator.
Like he takes all his energy and just exits the little. That's awesome. All right, so he crawls up on him, and then the clay golem just turns into like sand, like Prince of Persia when an enemy dies. You know, they just sand, and then all those sand particles snake across the floor. They're a little greasy. Snake across the floor, then they go into that, and then immediately, once entering into this chamber, they reformulate, and now this golem's like boom, 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 but he's behind bars.
Turn the hell up.
All right, what do you guys do?
Watch out for that statue over there. Get too close.
You try and get me-
Walk up down on it.
Is it Aldoni or is it Tal?
I don't know. I'm thinking out on it. That was bugbear, ain't it? That was a bugbear.
All I see is a white cape.
What game, man?
Pretty sure it's a Rashi laptop, man. So I think that's a Rashi from what I remember.
That'd be a tree.
world.
It had to be a tree on him to be right.
First move in. We're walking up to this old feller in the horse cage or whatever.
I see it's out on it.
Okay. Yeah, you notice it pretty quick that it's Aldoni. Where are you standing? I need to know where you guys walk.
Well, he's got there way before me, so I'll probably be like somewhere around here.
Okay, Newt, once you get in front of where that table is, I need you to roll a dexterity saving throw.
Shit.
Yeah, I saw that coming.
Take Newt back. Dogs, there we go.
Make it work.
See this? Make it work.
Says the IT guy.
Please.
14.
Fail.
Dang.
You take 37 points.
You
Oh, you die. Alright, roll me.
Out of above the table, the wall, it folds out, and a crossbow bolt is launched out of a crossbow that is bedded within the wall. Golly, it's hard to say. Anyway, take 7 points of piercing damage as a bolt sticks into your shoulder. It seems like Aldoni's resulted to more of personal protection matters instead of relying on someone.
Okay.
Oh, you got it now, buddy.
I'm gonna look for traps. More traps.
Okay, roll investigation check.
I'm gonna rip it.
Are you are you perceiving, or are you actually going and like rubbing along the walls?
Well, I'd probably rather just perceive.
Okay, so perception.
Because I'm a perceiver.
As he does that, I'm gonna like take my crossbow out of my arm.
DC's a little higher.
25.
It doesn't matter. As you scan the room, you notice that the statue seems to have something going on.
Yeah, well, do that.
It looks like where Newt was. It looks like a lot of this stuff was on the right side. The only thing that sticks out to you is there's a little trigger on this wall. Mm-hmm. Not exactly sure what it goes to, but it's clearly a trigger for something. And then clearly whatever this elven man is suspended in has some sort of delicacy to it that needs to be resolved before he will be released.
Okay. I guess I will go ahead and cast Detect Magic. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Detect Magic. I'll look around a little bit.
So besides what your friends have on them, you see that this statue is magical.
Okay.
Where the crossbow let down was magical. The switch is magical. There's some stuff back here on that table that's magical. All of this right here is magical. The golem and this gate's magical. A lot of magic, and you're getting as like abjuration, divination, evocation, and a lot of just blend of all kinds of stuff.
So between my perception check and my detect magic, can I make my way safely to up here to talk to this fella? Maybe.
Yeah, you kind of navigate the way, and it looks like where Newt's already triggered the crossbow, you're able to go over there and like wedge a piece of wood to where it can't let back up and reload. So you kind of disable that one, and so you can come like right here. As you approach, as you both are kind of close to it, you're looking, lightning is arcing all around this thing. Mm-hmm. Intelligence tells you if you get too close, it's probably going to arc to you. So, because you are grounded.
I found a switch. Hang on. I'm just kidding. Turn it back on.
You didn't even turn it off to start with. I assume you're Newt, right?
Yes.
Newton. Do you know this guy? Anything further to add to this?
I'm just gonna leave the conversation and go looking around for stuff. I'm trying to figure out how to turn this thing off.
Okay, do you want to just look or you want to actually feel?
I want to investigate.
Investigate. Investigation check.
Hey, there's something over on that wall. Be careful. This wall.
He's like, I done found it.
No, it's different than the crossbow that shot you.
I'm being a dumb here now. I can't fix it. Oh, you know it.
Talk to your mommy.
Okay. Put a finger in your bum. Ooh, I didn't realize that how.
Actually, Hunter, Violet, there's 2 switches on that wall, side by side. Sorry,
There's 2 switches over there.
I forgot.
Careful.
18.
So exactly what are you looking for?
Stop.
How to
Whatever
turn
you're doing.
how to turn the balls off.
Stop it. Get some help.
Well,
There's 2 switches on the wall.
there's 2 switches on the wall where you're looking, but I'm gonna say with the 18, you're not entirely certain that these switches operate these globes. Actually, I'll say with the 18. That's because I had DC set at 15. I'm gonna say that you don't think these switches operate these globes. You think that they operate elsewhere.
They operate else.
I'll say so. We'll just use that same check. So as you kind of look over there to those globes, you're starting to kind of really, just based on what you've seen in the past and where you've been in this tower before, and kind of some of the intricacies of how it was structured. And you kind of see a faint like inlay of like this kind of greenish blue, like those orbs. That it takes its way through the bricks. And this is kind of what you would have seen in your detect magic. It's very faint, but back there at that table, something's on that table that is
On this table?
very much lit up. Yes.
Lord.
Okay, so as you enter near the globe, the
Wait.
lightning.
Hey, I didn't think of that. Shit.
You suffer 7 points of lightning
I'm
damage.
getting my ass. The gold didn't do nothing. All these, I've been hit by 3 booby traps now.
But, alright, so we gotta count movement. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 to get back there.
You are.
On top of this table, you see another globule, about not as big as these 2 orbs, but
What's the name of some traps?
it's sitting here like on a like a camera kind of tripod with a little floating greenish blue orb, just like these.
Can you use catapult with that orb?
You can certainly try.
I'm gonna catapult that sucker right up against the wall.
Okay,
that
so
way.
you try to catapult, the orb doesn't move. So that's your action and your movement. What do you do?
I lay down.
So you lay down on the ground.
Hopefully the light don't hit something.
Okay.
It's not me. It's taller than me. Like the table.
Alright, Violet, if you want to do anything in this instance, or
Freaking
Cole,
die.
Helios and Craeloth are like, this is not my specialty, and they just stand back.
I don't know anything about Mike. I hit stuff. What's this guy doing? Just beating on the wall? I'm gonna go hit this door.
I should have just tried to shatter.
This guy just beating on the
Yeah,
door.
like he's trying to get out to you guys.
My dumb ass sees electricity arcing through here. I'm like,
Classic Newt. He learned much of the globe.
These switches over here. So these switches over here, I saw magic, like faint magic arms going this way.
No, from the
going
orbs.
in,
From the orbs.
going to the switches.
Going back to the table. Nothing
Oh,
from the
okay,
switches. The
okay.
switches look like, whatever they are, it's like, you just assume, just based on what you've seen, one switch is going to open something, one switch is going to open something else. There's not any intricacies where these are going. They're embedded in the walls or something.
I'm like, hey Violet, there's a stone back here. It won't move.
Let's just.
Switch might open the goddamn door again. I don't know.
While he's
Go ahead and
thinking,
do something.
is there anything you want to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna go over here and just stand see what he does.
There's a signpost. Wait.
He's like, he tries to like stick his hand through and just knocks some of the dirt off, and then it's just like one finger comes through. He's like Chandler.
Who's Chandler? Is he? We've not met that character.
How much that NPC yet?
I wanted to use all my languages. Common, Gnomish,
He just goes through all the
Gnomish, and Dwarvish, or Common, Gnomish, and Orc. I thought I had more.
Common, Gnomish, and Orc.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like you collect any sort of response from those languages.
Okay.
He seems to be speaking a language, just not one that you're familiar with.
Does anybody know what he's saying?
As he's saying it, what languages do you guys speak?
Somebody speak Golem, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I speak Golem, Clay Golem, Rock Golem.
Everybody Golem. I speak Clay.
Abyssal, Celestial, Common, Draconic, Dwarvish, and Elvish.
Okay.
I know what he's probably speaking, so I think none of that.
I ain't got no neither.
Probably primordial.
Now you can understand it. I'm just gonna see if I can.
Yes.
If Newt
I speak common orc, really, that's it.
Oh yeah. Well, you would have known all the other ones. Hang on, I'll tell you what they
All the languages that Nick would probably. Nick.
are. Anyway, but I'll tell. Violet can tell you what he's saying.
Did it switch my languages when I changed mine?
It might have. I don't know.
I could pick away that.
Next time I do something like this, I'm just gonna make a new character.
Yeah, you
And
want to
keep
always
the
save your
ones.
old ones. And you didn't, did you?
No.
Nah, that's okay. Well, Newt would have definitely. Well, shucks. I don't know.
Well, yeah.
Did you write down what language you speak in your little book? I will figure it out. Anyway, Violet can understand this one, so we're good. He's basically saying, protect your master, intruders are in. Protect master, intruders are in.
What language?
Dwarvish.
I imagine Dwarvish is just like German.
Everybody normally associates it with Scottish.
I know, but I always just like the very like.
I don't know why. I read a Reddit post that was like, why do dwarves always get Scottish accents?
Probably because they got red hair.
And Elvish always get like French.
Yeah,
Like
it's-
proper English.
Yeah. Just commonality. Tolkien for you.
I'll go and talk. I guess try and talk to the golden.
We're laying under a table here with a light.
You made your bed.
Literally lying in it.
You're literally lying in it.
So that's the end of your turn. Take 8 points of lightning damage.
Damn, son. I'm looking pretty rough for words here.
Look at your man, GTFO.
I get. So if we get action, bonus action on our turn. Okay.
Yeah.
Bonus action healing word on Newton.
Okay. Newt's back there just getting fried trying to mess with the.
Oh, you get 8 points of life back.
There you
Good, 'cause I
And
gotta
then
take
action,
points off.
I will talk to the golden.
go. Okay. What do you say?
We're not here to hurt your master. We would like to speak with him.
Debo no care. Kill intruders.
And he's beating on those bars, trying to get out.
Alright then. Okay.
Roll Arcana check. Anybody that is a proficient Arcana, besides Newt, because you're currently dealing with something else.
Yeah, know where the gates is.
You're
You're
sort of
not that like you kinda used to.
Oh shit, 16.
What am I doing?
Arcana check. I mean, it's not really actually hard. You all would know that golems are enchanted by, someone of a spellcasting nature to do various tasks. Usually there's a specific phrase or words or something that kind of turns them off, or sets them in action, or tells them to not be in action. But this situation, you probably aren't going to know what the word is or what the phrase is.
Let me turn him on.
Okay. Back to-
Probably the wizard turned him on whenever he was dealing with something, just in case something went awry.
Back to.
I missed his step my ass on up out of here.
Where do you go?
Over here.
Okay, you're fine.
My next plan, that just send Helios in there.
That's Helios. Probably pop up.
Smash. How much health I
It's a little bit hard to get to the contraption to turn the sucker off. It's like getting hit by it.
Okay.
Hey, let's get back there.
You gonna do anything? You got action. You gonna do that?
Yeah,
Let's try.
Yeah, watch me.
do I know how to open this door?
You sir.
You don't know right now, but I mean,
I've never been in this room, right?
no. This is it was always closed off. This was one of his. This is what he used to tell you his experimentation room.
Experimentation chamber. Nemo! No, I don't know that. I don't
You
know.
don't-
What to say. Nemo! That's what I asked him. Which switch open your games? I don't hit it.
Do you both know tell?
It's Helios's IQ level.
Smash.
Hit one of the orbs with lightning there, Newt.
Ricochet back at me again. My luck.
I'll keep you alive. You got anything besides lightning bolt to hit it with?
A dagger and a catapult.
But you ain't got no lightning besides lightning bolt. Oh, shit. If you ain't gonna do nothing, I'm just gonna walk back here and try and grab the orb.
Go get your ass shot.
I'll be alright.
10 points of lightning damage.
Roll 2 for me, roll 1.
I've been rolling 2.
Sure.
2d6.
Yeah, but
It's right here in the notes. The gems, blank, blank, blank.
Grabbed it while I was back here.
And the person trying to disarm.
yeah, I know. I will try and grab it.
So you go to grab it. How do you grab it? Like, or are you just?
With the stick.
It's important. Are you like totally encasing it? Or are you just grabbing a hold of it? What are you doing?
I just want to try and move it off of the pedestal, so
So you just kind of grab the entire thing.
sure. No, not just the orb, not the.
Just the orb.
Yeah,
When you go and grab just the thing, the entire tripod comes with it.
sure.
Something strange you do notice though. You remember those little warm rocks, kind of pebbles? This is a green one. Very similar to what you found in the past.
Okay.
You got 6 of these sons of bitches now.
As you begin to like, as you cover up one side, one of the orbs turns off, but this one where you didn't totally encase it, it's still on.
Okay. Well, I'll just.
You're over.
2 points of lightning damage. Then you learn.
I'll just cover it with something.
Boom, they turn off. Where the elven man was, the globe of invulnerability melts down, and then you hear. Once the gems are stopped, Aldoni's unconscious body falls to the ground, and he begins to wake up drowsily. He says, Lucia! Lucia! We got some.
I'll walk over there. Who's that say? He ain't in here no more, right?
I don't want to tell you what that looks like.
Pacifier holder.
I walk over and I help him stand up. I'm like, how are you? Are you okay?
How'd you get in my chambers?
Are you okay?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. Now, that is great. Now I hold a hand on his shoulder and I deck him as hard as I can right across the damn jaw.
Roll an attack.
You're going to kill him. You ain't got much help. You
As a wizard should. You go to punch him and he's like, and he just watches your fist just like, and then you draw it back, he's like,
Spider-Man.
your voice sounds familiar.
Newt, careful.
Okay, then I'm gonna try to push him down.
I'll just allow that. He falls down, he's like, Newt! Is this you, Newton?
Yeah.
How have you been? Oh, did you happen to find the book by chance?
Shut the hell up.
Newton,
5
Newton,
seconds.
Newton.
Shut up. Sit down.
I don't understand. While you're in my chambers and making me sit down.
What is the book for?
What do you mean, what is the book for?
Why do you want the book? What does it do? You sent me through this shit. You let me be in jail for 3 years. Shit I didn't do.
I did not put you in jail.
Yeah, bullshit.
It is simply a component to an overall experiment that Tal is conducting.
Where's Leia?
She's in the Isles of Setonia, looking for another relic. It's actually, wow. There was 2
Why did
leads
you
on
let
where
me-
the book could go. One was in Maple Dock, and one was in Setonia. I sent you to Maple Dock, sent her to Setonia.
Why'd you let me stay in prison for 3 years?
I didn't let you stay in prison for 3 years.
I was in prison for 3
I
years.
tried to break you out for 3 years.
For 3 years. It took 3 years. to
Your
break me out.
father had you put in prison. I sent bands of legionnaires that I paid over and over and over to rescue you out. And each time, your own invention sank every legionnaire ship that I paid for.
I'm gonna use my magical tinkering on one of my balls and make the sound of popcorn being chewed.
Yeah. Let's go walk over next to it. Cold. Open up my
You're too bright for your own good, dude.
My father put me in prison.
Your father put you in prison
No
because I
way.
wanted to take you with me, and he wouldn't let me.
Why?
Ask him. And I watched you every day, and luckily one day you got out, and then I made the portal so you could get away.
Sorry.
Yeah,
I died.
you what?
I died.
I was wondering how this formed.
He died.
Introduce me to your friends, Newton. What are you doing?
This is Violet Amastacia.
Nice to meet you, Violet.
And Coaldagim.
We don't know that yet.
Oh,
You look very familiar. You don't happen to have roots from the sands, do you?
Roots don't grow in sands, friend.
No, but you know what I'm talking about, Orc.
I can't hear you from this guy beating on the walls back here.
Oh. Sorry. Let me fix that. Debo! Silence.
Go ahead, son.
The golem just quit. The beating stops, and the golem goes and sits down. You hear some sort of.
Just imagine he sits down and starts like sipping a little tea.
Sorry about that. That's my state-of-the-art security protection agency for when I am disposed. But nice to meet you, Cole. Proper handshake, will you?
What do you know about the sands?
Oh, I thought you were talking to me.
No, I'm talking. He never pays attention.
I know that
I thought you were having a conversation.
your friend here, Newton, was in prison, so I made a venture down to the Ribs to find some legionnaire folk and kept sending them to try and free him a couple years ago. Clearly, which he is ungrateful for.
What do I know? Does he?
I recognize him once, so okay. We need to know more about the book, don't we?
Well, we'll get to that.
The entire world wants this book.
Well, yes, they do. I recognize Cleric of Rhea, I do believe. Of what monastery, may I ask?
Bonchi.
Let me guess. Mother Guthra is after the book.
This man knows everything.
I'm well ventured, thank you, Cole.
What do you know about my mother?
Lady Savannah. Sometimes called the Daughter of Dragons.
Weird.
She's a very beautiful lady. There's no doubt there.
It's got 2 pages on her.
Some say she's old as time herself.
Is she really my mother?
I believe so.
Is she my mother?
I don't really know your lineage.
You seem to know an awful lot.
Where does it go? Huh?
It was a dream I had.
I mean, when you live as long as her, I'm sure that there are plenty of kids that go around, but that's just my
What
theories.
do you know of this pebble?
Takes it.
Wait, I can't have it yet. I get in a bag of holding. I'm like,
You don't get in my back hole.
It takes one, he kind of studies it. He's like, looks like this comes from the Isles of Setonia, the dragon's nest.
yes, we've heard. What does it do?
These little intricate structures hold a piece of the dragon's soul. Combine enough of these at a statue in the dragon's nest, you can birth the new dragon.
How many?
I don't know. Depends. Some have crowns, and each jewel must be affixed to the crown. Some have talons and teeth. You must arrange them in a specific order.
We gotta go to the dragon's nest.
Some say the dragon will either bite its creator or it will follow it. But you never know.
Including the green one, I got 6.
These are strung far out through. It's kind of become a collector's edition, collector's piece. But most are afraid to take them to the dragon's nest and see what soul awaits because it's killed a lot of people trying to summon a dragon. So,
What kind you got?
Mine's green, right? Oh, mine's green, right?
I don't.
Hang on, I wrote it down.
It's in Morale's backstory. Everybody's got some.
Whenever you all met Cole, he had a green one, and you also said, "Oh, you got a green one too."
Oh, so we got 7.
Got a few.
So 8, including his. I didn't have any to start with. I had to find mine.
Well, it depends on your. Yeah, you had other things.
Magically,
But-
for the start.
I must tell you, if you do decide to go to the dragon's nest and try to summon one of these, be prepared because I've seen many a wizard's adventurers like yourselves lose life over hopes of befriending a dragon.
Oh, by the way, certain Tallywhacker says you owe him 5 certain Tallywhacker.
Sir Tallywhacker. I've never heard of the name before.
Certain 5 silver. Certain Talon things.
Sir Ten Melonbin
Yes.
from the Tie-Dye Tower.
Yeah.
Melon.
Oh, yeah, he doesn't.
Oh, Melon man.
I'll deal with him later. He owes me five silver and 5 coppers for lunch the other day that I paid.
The other day.
Yeah.
He said he's not seen you in weeks.
Have you
Wait,
ever met a
I don't
dwarf
know
that
that.
always
Never
tells the
mind.
truth?
I don't know that.
Street suspicion tells me he's not seen you in weeks. Do you know where Wendell is?
Sorry, Cole, you want to be a little bit more specific. I know a lot of windows.
Oh, if I get this wrong, Wendell was with my mother. I seen that. I heard that from the lady in the church. Right?
Yes.
Wendell was with my mother last time.
We learned
Yeah.
that somewhere too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Check it out.
I don't think you knew that, but yeah.
I figured it out. I really did.
Oh, this must be Ambassador Craeloth Tala-Rane. I've heard much about you from Tau. Tau goes on about how you will save the bugbear race in the western regions of Manola. I wish he were here to see you nonetheless.
Is your satchel on your side or something? Is it lying there? Bag of holding? I feel like I'm seeing it.
I'm going to go ahead and give you guys this just because this is when it's supposed to be given, and then we'll just catch Travis up.
I'm not even gonna say nothing, dude. Just as it's on your hip, because I'm still a little bit, just like digging around in it.
But this is what he would have given to.
Usually not good looking.
Oh, okay. This is what a letter that Tile left for Craeloth.
Yes.
I'm gonna get the sword.
And he
out.
kind of looks around and he says, "Oh,
It's wrapped in cloth.
also, follow me down there. I'm parched. I've been stuck in this globe for what day is it now?
How did you get in the globe?
Well, there was this lady in the Shadow Bazaar who said she'd come across an amulet, none other she'd ever seen.
There's a Shadow Bazaar flea market?
Yeah.
Oh, no, there was something. Did it perhaps
It's
go wrong?
the flea market there in North.
That old trader's visit.
Yeah. But she said it contained an awesome magical presence like she'd never seen before. Well, I opened it and it stuck me in this globe invulnerability, and then these 2 orbs, globules, just went whoop, whoop. And then that little dragon pea I had activated it, and I was stuck. I don't know, I've been here for at least 10 days. I went to a stasis and meditation because I just thought I was going to be stuck here until Buckley got back from his escapade to the Broken Plains, or well, I guess Newt come back. Appreciate it, Newt.
Bishop Ivy?
I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna like gently unwrap it, not to touch it. Like, you know what that is?
What is that?
It's the sword with the eye on it.
I thought Homebrew was dead.
Looks like a piece. No, that letter might be a little dated. I've been stuck in this thing for 10 days. I'm not exactly sure when Tal left. He doesn't like say, "Hey, I'm leaving." He just going.
But we just got a thing from him not that long ago.
Also, there's ancient magics that some of the wizards or arcanists of the region, instead of returning a dragon's soul to its proper place within the dragon nest, they will take the essence and infuse it in weapons. But a piece of the soul remains attached to the weapon, and depending on the dragon that was attached can determine what happens.
So you just take any old weapon and you can put a dragon soul in it?
Yeah, a lot of times the weapon or item itself will take on some color of the dragon. Sometimes their eyes will be affixed to the magical items, or you can feel their hearts. There's been a lot of studies done on
Is it
this.
only chromatic or metallic too?
Normally it's any, as long as you can get a hold of it.
Have you seen any more anywhere else?
You know, these items don't cross my table often, nor do I really look for them, so I'm sure, has anyone wielded this weapon yet?
For a second.
Well, it killed Newt.
Oh, the blade, it was used by another. The only thing is if the dragon's more powerful than you, you'll lose your soul to the dragon.
How do you tell?
You don't. Do you try? Each dragon is its own entity. It could be a young wormling that's learning the ropes and you could easily tame it. Or it could be one of long longevity and
Oh, shoot. I'm pretty sure I got two ancient white ones.
be extremely strong.
Or maybe it was a red. I don't remember. Who did you go?
Infuse the pebbles.
I really got a dream.
Can you infuse the pebble souls into a weapon?
That's what they do. That's how they probably made this one. You said it's got draconic properties. It looks like it has an eye and wings and scales on it. Probably took a black dragon and infused it within the blade.
Can you take the black pebble and infuse it in the blade?
Yeah, that's how they're created.
Can you take it out?
They took a sword, put the pebble's destroyed, the soul is forever infused in the weapon. A lot of times, if it's an older dragon and you fuse him in a weapon, he's mad.
Can you still use the weapon to summon the dragon?
No, the dragon's soul is fully consumed within the weapon. That's the reason why they'd be mad, is because they can never return to their state.
And so we go where for this?
To try and summon a dragon?
Yeah.
The dragon's nest in the Isles of Satonia.
And you mentioned something about a crown?
So the process, when I ventured out there, now lads, it's been a long time since I've been there, but when I ventured out there last, there's these massive statues, and some of the dragons have crowns that have holding places for these little pebbles like you have there.
Mm-hmm.
And once you affix enough pebbles into, say it's a crown, or maybe one dragon it's their teeth that have to have the pebbles affixed, all different
Okay,
style
I got you.
sculptures.
I got you.
Once they're asphyxiated properly, a bit of luck, and hopefully the dragon isn't trying to kill you, you can summon a dragon. Doesn't always work. It's a very...
Have you ever
fallible process.
seen it?
Have you ever seen it done? No. I will not be present
Have
for
you
that.
talked to anybody that's ever had it?
Yeah, I would say I have.
Round about how many of these
Oh,
pebbles?
your mom, she
Your
messed with
mom.
it.
She summon one?
Your mom.
I don't know if she summoned one, but I know she spent a lot of time. You know, she's originally from the Dragon's Nest herself. That's why they call her the Daughter of Dragons.
I didn't know.
So yes, I would say I'd have talked to her.
Round about how many?
How many what?
The little gems that we need.
I think I've seen some that only took maybe 15, some that took all the way up to 50.
Can you mix it? Mix and match? Sure, you gotta be all the same color.
I heard before.
Not
Is
entirely
there
sure.
Weird
Is there not a
abominations.
lake to where these pebbles are just scattered about?
Yeah, but they're not all filled. If they're warm to the touch, they are filled.
Gotcha.
If you
That's
have
a
one,
lake, right? It's like,
how do you
It's called the
put,
Dracatir.
how do you put the dragon soul in the pebble?
The dragons do it themselves upon demise. If the dragon is slain, their body, as it begins to decompose or drift away or shatter, whatever the means of destruction is. Instead of decomposing like we do, rot, they just turn into pebbles. And some of the pebbles contain pieces and parts of their soul, and some do not.
The dragon we killed, where'd it go?
Fell in the ocean. Pretty sure you still dead when that happened.
Oh, you can
The
see
window.
through the ring. Yeah. Okay. Oh,
Well-
I bet the ring was probably a dragon item.
Let me go put on some tea and coffee or whatever you will. Let's go down to the dining area.
As she starts at the door, I'm gonna put my spot in front of the door. I'm gonna give him a.
He sets them to try and. Oh, look at this brilliant contraption! Who made this?
I'm gonna
I
walk
could
in.
use one instead of the golem for my protection.
I'll have the spot around and shoot away at him.
Oh! Ha! It can shoot projectiles!
Can I go in here? Can I go in here?
You attempt to open that door and it doesn't open.
Oh, Donnie, can I go in here?
Oh, what are you wanting for in there? That's all my research.
I'm researching.
Yeah, it's the switch on the left.
Oh no.
Yeah, it opens.
Oh. It seemed like you was in an awful sticky situation. And,
You could say that, and especially now with those wet on my face.
I'm gonna walk up and I'm gonna touch Cole and give him guidance.
Oh, yeah. Give us a big backer. Oh, I'm awful sore after saving you. You have anything to provide for this fine group of people?
Actually, I do. If you would join me downstairs in the dining area, I have something specifically for you, Cole, born of the sands.
I'm gonna see if. Oh, are these bookshelves? I'm just upside. I want to see if in his research if there's any more. And I would like to see if there's somewhere.
Investigation check.
And there's somewhere. I want to while I'm here at the same time in this tower. I want to see if I can't find a book on. Like magically unlocking things. Whatever the name of it is. Knock.
Knock. Okay. Alright, so we're going to use you remember that spell scroll chart we came up with?
Yeah. You have it?
I have it. This is one of the locations
yeah,
where
that's
you
neat.
can find something. So, roll your investigation check. Let me deal with this and then
deal
we'll
with
get back to you.
this.
Alright, so do you follow him downstairs?
I'm gonna sit there, hold my back. Whenever he says he has something for me, yeah, okay, let's go.
Alright, so as you guys go back down to the second floor where the enchanted cooking and cleaning tools were operating, the table is now set and another gnome comes crawling out of like a little chamber and in the kitchen. She's like, hello!
Hello!
You speak Gnomish, do you?
Oh, yes, I speak Dwarvish.
Hello, we thought we were
Well, my
all-
name's Rita. It's nice to meet you.
My name's Go.
No, okay. What would y'all be having to do? Would you like a little bit of coffee, some rum and the Coca-Cola, a new brand we have?
Let's go back to Norsort. I want some milk.
Yeah, I can fashion up the best meat with the lady like a wine.
Nah, just some teas.
See? Now Donnie's like, thank you, Rita. Oh wait, sorry. Donnie's like, ooh, thank you, Rita. Anyway, back to you. Or wait, I'm a scatterbrain. He hands a gift over to you. He says, it is a box.
What's in the box?
That's about 1 foot long, 1 foot wide.
Oh, it's a good shape.
And as he hands it to you, you hear some like metallic ching 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 on the inside. And on the inside of the box, there's another metallic box. It has various drawings, lights, and buttons on it. And the drawings and like the work itself reminds you extremely familiar of how Wendell would create things. There's a note on there that says,
As I open this, that's going to be like audibly mouth breathing. Just look at the box. Tiny big.
there is a note on there that says, Cole, I meant to give this to you. I was working on it before you left, but When I went to find you, you were already gone. And this is something I've been working on for a while. I'm calling it Wendell's Gift. And he hands it to you. And you can add Wendell's Gift out of D&D Beyond to your character.
You took this delivery to
I got a toy.
How the hell do you know you're gonna be here? What? I said, how the shit did you know you're gonna be here?
Aldoni says, Tal actually brought that back. He said he had to go borrow a dispacer from Wendell. And so he went to Cogsdale to Wendell's shop and he borrowed golly. He borrowed
Alright, him over weed whacker. Get the fence rolled down there. Boy, we went to Aberdeen with the family.
he borrowed a dispacer and he saw that this gift was there. And accidentally picked it up by mistake. Okay.
He went over.
I ain't gonna make it, boys. I ain't gonna make it. Shit.
Oh.
Alright.
He said Tal had it on that.
What was your investigation? Yeah, Tao had it.
Okay.
He picked up by mistake from Wendell's place. Alright. What was your investigation check?
I rolled a 17. Let me see what I
Okay.
plus it to.
See what it plus it to.
Plus 8, so 25.
Okay. So let's see. You are a level 5 wizard, and you roll.
So it just says level 5 weeks.
I gotta refresh myself on stuff.
How long does it take to do this thing? Short rest? Long rest?
An hour.
I'm going to sit down and do me a bit of tune.
You got anything for me? You got any magical parcels for me?
Sorry, Violet, I do not, but I may have something else of your interest.
Alright.
We will discuss that here in a moment. If you are an agent of the Golden Order from Bonsi, as you have.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Newton, you successfully find a spell scroll and a piece of the Redelian Bible.
Woohoo!
I need you to roll for me, sir, a D100.
The Ultra Codex.
What's that?
The Ultra Codex.
I don't have a D1.
Black Widow 69.
You ain't got a D100 at all, then roll 2 D10s.
I got this is 100.
I got you, boo.
This is 100? I thought 100 legit had 100 times.
Well, no, you do that one. That's your tens place.
And then you gotta roll a 10.
And then you roll a 10. Well, if you got a 10, you ain't got to roll mine, but you can if you want to. Okay. So it's a 0, so it's 80.
Okay. Mitchell, you were supposed to send me a list of your spells, you never did.
I did.
Of the ones that you wanted?
I thought I did.
I don't think so.
Uh-oh.
So I get to choose. It doesn't matter, it's not a preferred spell anyway. It is a 3rd level spell scroll that you find.
Ooh. Fancy.
You know how long it takes to transcribe a spell scroll?
It's gonna take him a minute. I got it in here. I know, and he's gonna pass checks.
No, to transcribe, like to make a spell.
Oh,
Or no, let's see, what is it?
It takes a lot of money.
There's a magical item. It's like a blank spell scroll, and you can spend, I think it's 100 hours transcribing a spell. I don't remember. Or learning a new spell off of it. I don't remember what
me and Mitchell made our own kind of homebrewed document, didn't we?
There's a nice document had like when you're searching for one, if you found what you wanted, find something else.
it is. I'm pretty sure it said if you roll an 80, you get what you want.
Not 100, just 80.
Just 80.
Alright, I need you to roll a D20 for me.
Well, you just making.
find a spell scroll that contains the spell Fireball.
Yeah, boy.
Now 2 fireballs. We launched in return. Y'all gonna be some destruction when y'all
I
get
have
to.
launched one fireball.
Y'all gonna be some. Y'all gonna be some power players. You get to the giants. The giant's tooth, and y'all out there in the battlefield.
I can throw out 4 per
It wasn't because if you rolled in the 70s, it was a preferred spell. You rolled 80, and 76 to 100 was a 3rd level spell scroll. So that's how you found it. Now, like we were talking about before. So if you want to copy it into your spell book, the amount of time and practice coming. Is 6 hours and 300, or 6 hours and 150 gold
worth of supplies.
worth of parchment, quills, ink, and spell components.
Very well.
And then the DC to successfully be able to use and transcribe the spell over into your spell book will be 10 plus the level of spell DC Arcana checks. You have to roll a 13 or higher. If you fail, you must spend 6 more hours and 150 more gold to try again. Okay. And then I need to roll it. You roll a d20 and see what page you get. You can't roll a 2, so if you roll a 2, re-roll.
15. I'm gonna find the end of the story before going to get it.
Boys, I might go to the bathroom.
Explain to me exactly what you need to do.
No, I'm all right. Yeah.
Alright, and then I need you to write down one sentence after that. Because I'm not going to tear off that little bitty part of the page.
So long.
Yeah. It's a continuation on to that. Where that ends, right? Powerful, comma, but not as if the gods themselves were there, comma. This would cause a hands-off approach from all divine entities. That's it. Oh, script 15. So what's that section? Will you read that? Because I didn't read it before I handed it to you. Yeah, I know the general what it says, but it's just that specific one.
Read the fouls and something.
Read it.
Once recovering from these wounds of battle and healing or resurrecting his fallen sons and court members, Bahamut knew of a way to prevent this from occurring again. Bahamut created the plasma sphere. He created a divine barrier with lucents and their essence of clear to form an invisible barrier that would not only disable travel of physical forms, but of magic, and then that of divinities. Bahamut knew that the races would be on their own and only be able to access the world through an avatar with a divine connection. Although still powerful, but not as if the gods themselves were there, this would cause a hands-off approach from all divine entities.
Once you collect those, I assume you go back downstairs to where they are. As you enter back, the table is now set. Margarita, and you see Aldoni, Craeloth, Helios, Cold, Violet all sitting around. Have your requested drinks.
Are there pastries?
No pictures.
I forgot to bring you.
He says, Newton, I'm not going to lie. I'm a bit disappointed that the book was unable to be located in Maple Dock and remains unretrieved. My intel must have been faulty.
No,
But
your intel was correct.
I just assumed my research was wrong.
I don't know if the book was ever made about. How recent is that information?
What is the anchor? Is the anchor the book?
The anchor is something within the book itself.
Yeah, I kind of figured that.
Not necessarily
Similar to a spell?
kind of.
Magical effect?
Yeah. It's like
The anchor.
it's like the book was chosen. How familiar are you with history of Manola?
Let's five. I would assume that I'm pretty
very
well.
familiar.
I would say I'm pretty well versed.
Have you ever heard of the Princess of Peace?
Probably. Yes, I have.
Yes.
Oh, cool. Leah's grandfather.
Yeah, I wasn't
Kinda.
really.
My great great grandfather helped the Princess of Peace on their journey.
Really?
The Offie.
Oh,
I think it's great great. It might be great great great. I can't remember. One of them up there. I'm a descendant of the Offie.
that is. I thought you said your last name was Amastacia. Interesting.
I think that's what my back door is now.
Your great 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 grandfather was part of the Offie's group.
I read this the other day.
Wait half a minute while it digs in her bag of holding. Does this food disappear when it leaves the building?
I can stay in your body if you eat it.
Alright. Go back and go. Oh,
It kills them. Oh, okay. But regardless, the Princes of Peace, you know, they were summoned and chosen by destiny to put to bed, if you will.
Oh, all of half elves are descendants of the Offie.
I get what you're saying. The Princes of Peace put down Bane's second uprising, if you will. They were collected from various walks of life, joined together in a band to assist a boy king, Matthias, after this stammering throne was usurped from him from the evil dwarven king Hrothgar, who was then betrayed by Syrinx, the Silver Tongue, from the kingdom of Stormberg, which had the evil emperor Dushu. Regardless of all of the history and names, there was something that had to be done to banish Bane. It involved a sword that must be used to crack the throne of Stamrin to retrieve the very essence of Bahamut. It required a pageless, it required an empty-paged book. It required the blood of an eighthling, which was Matthias. Anyway, there was a specific individual that was there with them. Her name was Craeloth, the Forgotten One. Along with another Prince of Peace who helped organize the ritual to make sure that it worked properly. His name was Avalon. Avalon and Craeloth together took the sword and pierced the book and pierced Bane, banishing Bane to the Void Plane. But the cost was not free, for it imprisoned Avalon and Craeloth in there as well. It's been a couple hundred years since that has occurred. I was just a wee lad.
Cole's just half baked. He's still lost.
What? But anyway, that book, best me and Tao can make of it, was suspended between planes, between the void plane and the native plane. And as it was suspended for countless years, something occurred and brought it back here. And the book was laced with powers of great essence, probably placed by the Forgotten One herself. The reason why I want the book is because I believe that it has properties that could potentially retrieve maybe those that are lost in the void plane that shouldn't be there. But all the while, I do want to rescue these people because I am all about humanitarian efforts. I want to know the magic that's infused within the book to allow it to possibly communicate between planes. That is my goal. That's why I was wanting the book. It got the nickname The Anchor because potentially it could be a device that is set as a interplanal portal or a way to connect two planes together.
Are you not worried that tampering with this book will release Bane?
Possibly.
But you're willing to risk that?
I think we're going to have to take some precautions for sure. But I believe that there are those trapped in the void plane that need rescue.
I want to.
If you were lost in the void plane and you weren't supposed to be there, you would want someone like me on the other side trying to find out how to get you back, would you not? That is my calling, Violet! We must get them out. I do not want to release Bane. We got to figure out how to not release Bane. That is very key.
How do the Gith play into this?
The Gith are known as the Sailors of the Void. They have cities and establishments within. They control the void strings and the connections between all the different planes that connect to the void plane.
How do the symbols?
Symbols.
Oh yeah. He never gave me 5 seconds to stop, could he? So I'll show him the symbols that I wrote down.
This is definitely looking like Gith writing. I'm not too familiar with the Gith. It's something I need to do way more research on. Do you mind if I keep this copy?
Go ahead.
You,
I pretty much have it memorized now.
does Tal know Gith?
He may. The question never really arose.
You know, we can talk to you later.
We don't need no secrets. Come on, get it add to my research.
When I was
Well,
there,
I'm just gonna bring up, probably some anger toward you from Newt, so I was gonna try to avoid that for you. But the prison that Newt was in for 3 years,
I had nothing to do with that. I tried to break you out.
Tal was there.
Tal was in prison.
oh, I didn't know that. I wouldn't know that.
You know,
I don't know who Tal is.
He's never mentioned it before.
He was there before me, right? When I got in this prison, there was these writings all over the creation. All over the walls. And then when I was trapped in another prison after dying, these symbols were floating in the air and I could control them.
I did that to save you, though.
I'm
Yeah, no,
curious,
no.
what prison maintained a soul that was outside of a body?
I had an eye on it like a sword.
With the new information that
Dragon
you've been
magic.
given, yeah, I was a dragon magic.
Ancient dragon magic.
But Gith symbols were in the air.
Well, huh.
But then again, I could control everything, so I might have been unconscious.
So it was like you were inside your own mind's eye.
Yes.
Well, that's interesting. Do you still have the ring?
Kind of had to destroy it to get Newt back. Newton.
Dang, that'd have been excellent to study. If you find another, you must bring it here.
Is there a possibility and ability to create one of these rings and control putting a soul in and putting a soul out without destroying them?
I was able to get you in there.
What happened to get you out?
First.
Well, yeah.
What happened to get you out?
I understand.
You've heard of the Soul Caster?
The device they used to create nomatrons and Coaldagim, I do believe. Yes.
That.
So you guess instead of putting a crystal in, I believe that's what they do, you put in the ring.
You still had to use a crystal.
So that you went out of the ring, through the crystal.
Dead people ashes. I had to touch them. It was the whole thing.
How did your goddess feel about that? Have you not told her? She probably already
She's not
knows.
doing very well now.
She's not! What do you mean she's not doing well?
That's a long story.
Yeah, what do you mean?
Well, we got time. We're gonna bring us some more tea.
He's like this.
Is he? Okay.
Do tell, do tell.
Have you ever heard of the Dunya?
Heard of the what?
Waffle. None of you?
Huh?
None of your business, man. I got to talk to Coaldagim.
Very well.
So,
If you want me to, I have an entire section about deities. I can add it to my deity collection. Maybe you'll find something about your goddess you never knew.
Maybe.
would you like to hear my words now, sir?
Yeah, let's hear it. I'm all about words. My life revolves around words, to be perfectly honest. Writing them down mostly.
I could ask Craeloth this, but I'm sorry, because this is
Okay.
What's it called? Feast of the, what was that called?
Dawn of Eternity.
Yeah. How's that work? What do you know anything about it? We were able to see Newt and Hummer and people who were,
Dreary-eyed bandit and sort of flat dog.
yeah. How does that work?
He kind of turns to Craeloth and they have.
I'll assume Craeloth gives all the details. I
Yeah,
don't know.
they have a conversation about what it is, and actually, Aldonius does not know. He knows a lot of things, but the whole Dawn with Eternity, that whole like Hummerith essence, the gray room that if Craeloth, I assume, just kind of tells a little bit about, Aldonius is extremely unfamiliar with that. He's like, oh, I ought to start a new journal for this. This is an entirely new type of magic, potentially.
One more question for you, Alan. And I feel like this connects to our whole I don't know another word. Our whole adventure here. Do you know of a flying castle?
Newt, you seem so crazy. Crazy. Stop in your time, have you not?
It's been a rough couple weeks. Well,
So-
for me, it's been like a year.
There was a king one time, stammering descent. He was an Atheling king. His name was Osto. Have you ever heard of the settlement called Ostalinic?
Nope.
I think somebody, it was mentioned once before. I don't remember.
I was not very good at taking notes.
There's a settlement. The king began, so they said, losing his mind. And he would just babble. He'd go on and on about nonsense. About how there was a kingdom in the sky. About how there was a castle that controlled the very essence of time itself. All of these things, and his court wizards and council kind of kept him hidden from the public eye. And they took him down to a small town, kind of deep within the woods of Stammerin, out of the way, just so the public wouldn't see a crazed king. Well, when he got there, the craziness, he quit the babbling notion. More took on a silent oath of sorts. And he would build every day. He would walk into the forest, cut down his own wood and timber, and build and build. And he built this structure into the sky, and he said, I'm going to build to the kingdom in the heavens. And he built and built and built and built. It's still standing to this day. I'm sure it's a wretched piece of work. It's been years since then. It's probably weathered and whatnot, but pieces of it are still there.
Like, you want to put two and two together, the same thing that I seen and heard my mom was going to. You can tell me she was going to the castle, and I was like, where's that? I can find it. Yeah, it's down in the jungle.
Different.
Okay.
And the structure got really tall. And one day, and died right there on the spot. On the spot.
Put a little magical thinking on it.
Legend has it he was close. But who knows? He didn't live to get to tell us. Some people say he kept a journal. Scattered all around Manola, but the gods spoke to him himself, and he would write it down what he was told.
Well, you've seen this journal.
Some bits and pieces.
Yeah, you have it.
I don't have it.
You have pieces.
had the collection of the Mad King notes. Did you find one?
Yes. This man's chock full of information.
What color is my underwear? Is mayonnaise in it?
Very long. This helped me get man.
Strangely enough, he was also atheling. He was the son of King Newton the First.
King Newton, huh?
Did my string to it, I guess.
Just give a big glare at old no name over there.
Newt, no name. Newt Peregrine.
King Newton.
That's last name. Peregrine. That's your last name. Yeah, that's what I thought.
But anyway, yeah, I always have to be a fantastic bit of research.
Research.
Is there any more questions that you have before we break from this?
What are the uses of the Craeloth crystals?
Oh, far many uses. The magical essence they possess, the gnomes use it to do their transference of souls. I think the soul caster, like you mentioned before. Some use the crystals to power various objects. I think the Yakron, it's very much used in the gnomish engineering world, more so than anywhere else, but some infuse them in magical properties, apparently. Magical properties take a more powerful effect when used on a Craeloth crystal. Like if you wanted to guard your mind, you would wear a Craeloth crystalline necklace infused with a mind shield of sorts. And it would be a little bit more powerful than just your everyday amulet out there that's supposed to operate the same.
What about someone in a fuchsia robe?
Fuchsia
With
robe?
their Craeloth crystals?
Towers of fuchsia robe.
Ooh, shit, boy, you ain't got to I'll pick up a broom and just break it.
Why is Tao hanging around my mother?
Huh?
Why is Tao and my mother? What are
Mom.
they doing together?
I don't know if they are together.
They were.
When?
In Cogsdale.
Oh, I'm not sure. Tao's been a little bit on the quiet side of things lately. I really don't. He hasn't. He's been so consumed with the war and the giant's tooth. He's been going to various places trying to line up certain things, so he says, to.
Well, you said you kept an eye on me every day in prison.
Yes.
How did you do that?
It's a spell called Scry.
Can you scry anybody?
As long as I know who they are.
If I tell you about it?
Possibly.
I want to describe to him what you all described to me of Ultio.
Okay.
He's one of the last people we knew that had to
So as you
interfered with the book, right? Because they were sending the book.
Well,
over
some
ship.
and some tried
Right. Red eyes.
and tried it.
I want to explain to him Ultio and see if he can find out where he's
are you going to help him, Violet? Because you're the one that matters.
You're the
Yeah.
one that matters.
All right.
Jesus.
If they were to try to help, you'd be at disadvantage. So, or you would be at disadvantage anyway on your own, just because it's been. Well, no, you wouldn't. If you have no chance because you don't know it other than just what he said. So, Violet, it's just a straight roll. Let's do a performance.
Oh, we're in for it.
See how well you describe.
Got old 6 charisma over here.
Yeah, performance anxiety.
Pretty much. That's a 4 for a total of 2.
He takes and he begins to cast
Well,
the
he's
spell.
blue.
The
He's
spell.
blue. He's got 2 eyes.
And he's
nose.
like, you see his eyes
you
kind of
know, a Triton.
kind of flash over white, and they glow just a soft bit, and he mumbles some elvish incantations, and then he comes back to, well, that narrowed it down to only about a few million.
There's any pirates, Tritons running around, shit full of bugbears?
I've heard various pirates, bugbears leaving the Giant's Tooth, joining pirates because, in hopes of some. Apparently there was a deal struck. I don't know the leader or who's in control in the Bugbear Nation currently, but some sort of deal was, you help us, we help you. The pirates needed more men. Have you heard of the Peacemaker Coalition? There's a church here in Norgel somewhere. Well, I say church, this is a very unreligious community, but they are trying to impose their peacekeeping on Norgel as a whole.
I'm glad.
But regardless of the matter, the pirates do not like them because they're trying to infringe upon them. So I think a little deal was kind of struck. The pirates said, if you bugbears can help us, we will return the favor as soon as you help us drive out the peacekeepers, peacemakers.
Peacekeepers.
Peacemaker, is it the Peacemaker Coalition?
Yeah.
I know this guy.
So the deal, I guess some of the bugbears took it. Number one, they get out of trying to be killed in the giant's tooth. Number two, their thoughts are they can retaliate maybe with a stronger force later if they can successfully drive out the peacemakers from the Isles of Setonia. But little do they know, words, or what I've noticed, movement of stammering troops. Looks like King Matthias is thinking about taking the Isles of Setonia for himself anyway, so. The Isles are valuable. Strange things happen there on certain islands, and various magics that are unknown, probably
Is that where the dragon?
in the heart of the dragon
Yeah.
stuff. So, yeah. Probably some ancient magic infused.
So Leah's there with the dragon, please.
I radioed her back. You like what I say, radio? You know what radio is? Send waves.
Track stones, yeah, we got it.
Tracks, yeah. Tracks It's similar magical.
We've been with it.
Regardless, she was in Sinclair.
Oh man, I'm all out of spell slots.
She was working with. She said she met a wizard there. His name, strange fellow. I scribed and saw him. He's Cortland Tabor, I believe, is what he said his name was. They were working together to. There's a cave on the Isle of Phoenicia out there that they're going to go and investigate. Apparently, there is some compelling magical essence and presence.
Fornicia?
Yeah.
You're going to have to spell that because I'm going to
Fornitia. They were going there to investigate this magical presence, hoping it could be potentially where the book is, but the more they talk about
The book is not just lying around somewhere. Somebody has it.
yes, that's my assumption.
I know. Somebody has it.
Everybody looking.
Do you know who it is?
Yeah.
This book, let me tell you, people,
You tell me.
this book is vital to be able to rescue those that are trapped.
Who do you think is trapped besides those two?
I don't know, but if they were easily trapped in there by some rituals are performed all over Manola every day, and who knows how many lost souls are trapped within there.
All the souls come back. They might have already come back too.
Right.
Been through
Well,
this.
they didn't die. They were just, their actual physical form was shoved into the void plane on its own. Not separated out, kind of like
Been
you were.
hundreds of years and still doing it.
I don't know. The
Time-
void plane,
Time is different.
time is different. Gravity's different. Aging's different. Don't know.
DM question.
Yes.
The Durin Dukes. Was that who I affiliated with the undead thing that happened at?
I think so.
Okay. I had it wrote down. I just wanted to make sure. I wrote down the Dukes, but
The Durin Dukes, you know that they were an enemy of the Golden Order. That's the best way to say it. You being part of the Golden Order were attacked by undead, so kind of just not really.
I did some research.
Not really.
I did some research on them in Nikolai's little library.
Do you say that out loud at all, or is that just?
Well, I was going to make sure before I said anything.
Okay.
I believe the Durin Dukes may be the ones.
Durin Dukes. Interesting.
I know they've been active in the area.
Let me back up just a moment here. My wife, Lucia, she passed long before she should have. I went to Cogsdale, I went to the Soulcaster to try and see if the gnomes could do anything to bring her back, and it was too far gone. I didn't have anything to contain her soul at the time of her passing. There was a disease, and none of the clerics at any of the churches I took her to, I teleported all the way across Manola. Nothing. But she was on the verge of finding a way to rescue. We kind of took this personal quest on our own to rescue these people. I always like to compare myself to Evelyn, and she would compare herself to Quayle, the Forgotten One. And we thought, if we can do anything in this lifetime that could be satisfactory, it would be to save these from the void plane. So we spent our life's work doing it until she got the disease. Uncurable, apparently. She was taken from me too early, but I promised her that I would continue this research.
What did the disease look like?
She just withered away, pretty much. It was like her bone structure became brittle, she grew pale, and then her heart just quit beating. Regardless, the Dire Dukes were one of the groups I reached out for to see if they could help. They didn't really have anything to offer. They just warned me against the Golden Order. And so that provoked me to dig deeper into your monasteries, I guess. You being from the largest one in Bonchi, I became a little bit more familiar with it than the others just because there's more about it. So I went to visit Mother Guthrie. At this point in my life, I had the book, codename Anchor, and she attempted to imprison me and take it. She said it was relics of this nature and of this value was Golden Order business only and needed to be there. And I didn't like that. That was my book. It was my magical find and my relic, and I had other plans to do with it. So I told her no. So she tried to imprison me. But I had kept a deal with the darn Dukes to help me in case the situation were to get bad. There was a skirmish. I found my way out of harm's way, but there was a Darren Duke who had a nickname. His name was Painter.
And what was his occupation?
Blacksmith. The Darren Dukes are they're wolf-like people. And they were able to repel the agents of the Golden Order, and I was able to take my leave. Eventually, I found one of the Golden Order's agents not too long ago. Her name was Coaldagim. She was said to have killed Painter, successfully dispatched him as the Golden Order commanded. But then, she never went and returned to the monastery. No one is sure of this statement here, but I will give it to you since this is part of your... It says that Qual learned that the Golden Order isn't what she thought, and she has since rebelled and remains actually in and around the Isles of Satona. I don't know who that is to you, Violet, or if you know her at all, but it may be worth a visit if you can find her.
It sounds like we have a lot of things to do in these isles.
Newt, I meant to ask you, have you heard from Leah lately?
I guess it's time to respond.
I test her to look for the bug, but there's also a chest plate. Have you heard?
I thought you said he texted.
I did too.
There's also a chest plate. There was an ancient king. King Abraham had a set of armor.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, are you familiar with it?
A little bit.
I think that there's the chest plate in Setonia somewhere. I don't know if a pirate wields it currently or what, but there's been... Leah has been on the trail of this chest plate. I think this suit of armor has something to do with the formation of the Golden Order. I don't know its purpose, but it seems to have a lot of radiant energies. Radiant magic.
Have you ever seen
I've
any
not.
of this armor?
I've not seen any. I know that there's 5 pieces, I believe.
I'll just reach into the bag of holding and pull out the helm.
For some reason I thought you had it on.
You found the helm!
I can't wear it.
Can I see it? I'm like, can I hold it?
You can't wear it unless you have it off on.
You see his eyes like glow.
Trust us, yeah.
His eyes glow. He's like looking at it.
I can't wear it.
Oh, this is a good find. Where did you find it?
Found it in the bottom of the boat.
It's got a broken. It looks like it's been damaged heavily. Magical items aren't supposed to be damaged, but this, technically, this set has to be all together to have its magical presence. I can try and repair this though. You want me to set up in my experimentation, try to repair this helm?
That's cold. He's a fixer.
Nick, do you think you could do anything with this?
We don't.
I'll give you, if you want to fix it, you have full access to my workshop.
We're gonna be here what?
Probably.
Well, I think
Now you have a workshop.
Just don't open the switch to debug. It's bad.
By the way, Cole, did you get my instructions right on the wall?
what wall?
Of your workshop in this ship. I feel like I just went through this yesterday. Yes, dude.
I remember there was something on the walls, but I thought it was a bunch of gibberish.
I remember Landon didn't understand shit. Because he rolled like hell.
Yeah, what about?
Did you create them?
No.
Why?
I don't know what it was.
I took the yacht rocket schematics from the lead engineers in Kongstep and copied them onto the wall. Plus, the secret weapon for our ship.
A secret weapon.
Well, you might know. I describe him the weapon that shoots out the shields that was used during the orc invasions. I don't know if he knows or not.
They don't know.
Orc invasion.
What are they? What was the war called?
Legion of
It was
Tusk.
the Legion of Tusk invasions. It shoots shields out into the ocean as like a shield wall, and hopefully let ships run into them. We're locked.
Seems pretty neat. We'll look at it.
Apparently, Aldoni, this is why I cannot be rescued for 3 years.
Yeah, your own invention. Anyway, I need to ask one more thing of you. Listen to your old teacher one more minute, Newton. Violet, this may pertain more towards you than anyone else, but I do need to tell you. I have an acquaintance that tends a shop in the shadow of Bazaar called Gifts of the Deep. Her name is Kiel Levinta.
A drow lady.
Yeah, do you know who I speak of?
I already met her.
Oh, good. So you're already familiar. Good, good, good. She has notified me of a relic that could possibly possess great power. Maybe properties to talk with my Lucia once more. It's probably not the perfect magic. Probably another just strand to get this old crazy man worked up. Regardless. I would like to analyze this and see if I can mimic the magic to find a way to create constant communication possibly with, not just so much with souls that are beyond, but souls that are still wandering this plane, but are. Have you ever seen Speak with the Dead spell in action?
Quite familiar.
Sort of like that, but not one time and done deal. One that lasts longer. You can have conversations with the dead when you need to. Anyway. Do you think you all could possibly... I told Kia I would send a party when I had time. Do you think you could possibly revisit her and see if she could point you in a direction of what to do with this? Maybe retrieve this relic for me? I haven't had time to get down there because I've been suspended.
Quite the list of things growing here.
Yeah. I think it would benefit you. I know at one point in time there was a Golden Order person here that was investigating, I guess, the relic. You know, you guys are drawn to it like flies to a lamp, so
It's probably the wall.
it may be worth your time to see if you can recover it. Kiel has all the details, so hopefully she can point you in a direction.
One last question.
Yeah.
One last question.
Do you know of Board?
Board.
Board from...
Or harbor master.
I'm not familiar with this. Not very familiar with Maple Dock. The first time I even saw it was through me looking at where you were.
Am I attuned to this thing
I would say, yeah, you could attune to it.
yet? So does that mean I get short rest?
Yeah, everybody can have a short rest there.
Okay.
Tea and conversation.
I will.
Can you scry? Won't try to scry one more time with somebody.
I can.
I was asking to scry my mother. Explain to my mother to see where she's
Before
at.
he even
He
starts,
knows
he
who she
says, that is very difficult. But I will try.
While he's doing this,
Eyes go. While he's doing that one.
can I get that helmet and go work on it?
Yeah, I mean, he gave it to you.
While he's doing whatever, I'll say, Rita, I need some snacks.
What kind of snacks would you need?
Whatever you call them.
By the way, I'm like the skinny.
She makes homemade pentagrams. Take them to you.
I asked for
Dead for
delivery.
who knows how long, so he's probably real skinny.
And then he comes back. He's like, as a thought, she is.
Homemade pentagrams.
Her mind is locked down. I can't penetrate anything where she is. There's one more thing I should probably tell you though, before you go to Kiel.
Listen, that's probably going to be on the back burner for a minute.
Well, there is another group of shady figures that's also curious about this relic, and it's a section of the Dyron Dukes. His name is Duke Bryn. If you could get it before they get it, that would be very nice, but if not, I understand.
Last name not Widowcast, is it?
No, it is not. Unfortunately.
Fortunate. He is very powerful.
Oh, also, anybody know what day it is?
So,
The day before the 4th of December.
Arena Day.
No,
Oh, wait, I'm
that's
not-
in 2 days.
I ain't drinking. What am I doing?
So tomorrow is the 4th of December.
Yes.
Good, good, good. Would you like to accompany with it? I'm a wizard that attends. I represent Norgel.
Love to.
We planned on going anyway, but... yeah,
Oh, you
I'd love
sit
to
in
go
my
with
booth. We can all sit together.
you. Do you sit by yourself? Is there anybody else in your booth with you? Just
Not
you?
really. Sometimes Sertan comes, but that's just... He's just nosy.
Is there any way you could introduce me to Bait and Key Ray?
Oh yeah, Master Baden, he should be there. Yeah, he probably won't arrive till tomorrow day. Sometime he'll teleport from. I think he's been staying in Dirktoll lately or something.
What does it take to become a assemblyman?
Apprenticeship, approval by the council.
I'm taking your spot. One day.
You can have it if it was up to me. You can go sit and deal with all those stupid meetings. But regardless,
When you die.
hopefully never. Just kidding. I want to go see Lucia once more. But there's work to be done. I want to save those from the Void Planet almost. As this conversation mellows out and comes to a close, you work on the helmet. I guess the rest of the night, you guys, is there anything you want to do this day? I would say it's like you all didn't get here till late in the afternoon, so it's probably, I would say with tea. Rita actually made a meal, so you all ate a meal.
She said, what if I give, instead of going to a shop, what if I just pay, I don't need the money, because I assume he's got wheels and stuff like that. I just pay him for
I mean, you can try.
it. Try.
I don't have time.
Oh, carry on, sir.
Go to the college quarter, find a little up-and-coming student. They
Well,
love
I think you
extra work.
just meant pay you for the material,
Yeah.
not you do it for me.
I'm not sharing my materials for my research.
He didn't say share, he said he'd buy it.
Just go to the Quills and Spills Tavern. They
Right.
sell all kinds of stuff.
Carry on.
I have some stuff I would like to do, but we could do that after if we want to. It's just hard.
Also want to read it.
Like
A read
in
conversation.
Aldoni's town?
No.
Okay. This comes to a close. You finish working on the helmet or whatever. He kind of ushers you all out because it's nighttime. Or it's getting close to nighttime, dusk.
I want to talk to Rita while I'm working.
Okay.
So what keeps you here?
Oh, Aldoni pays me greatly, actually. And then he provides me transport back home to Cogsdale.
What if he holds the
Would you like to go
sword
on an
and sword
adventure?
for lady instead of
No. I am too old, Cole. No worries, I'm too old.
But you must have lived.
No, I've not lived a lifetime too many. I'm 372 years old. You're just a young whippersnapper. We'll find you a young gnome. She'll love you very much.
Are you getting rid of that?
I have a daughter in Cogsdale.
What's her name?
You have a daughter.
What is her name?
Wait, this is not. This is.
Her name is Everly. She takes on cooking just like I do. I'll bring her back with me next time I go. I'll ask Aldoni if he can send me back for a few days, maybe in 2 days' time, and then I'll bring her back with me. She's been longing for adventure.
I'll hand her 100 gold to her. It's probably really loud.
Okay. On the wizard's time, but I'll take your gold.
Okay.
Okay. So as you all exit Aldoni's tower, he waves goodbye. He makes sure you know how to get back in if you ever do need to get back in. And then he says, tomorrow's meeting is at noon, I believe, so if you could be here about an hour before, we will head down to the assembly court and see what awaits the 4th Assembly quarterly meeting. And that's where Winston answers.
Huh?